Hi everyone, it's Sarah and coming live on a Friday night, something different. And so tonight I just wanted to talk a little bit about crystal astrology, actually relating to the signs of Gemini, which we're in right now, and also its planetary ruler, which is Mercury. And we're also just going into Mercury retrograde at the time as well. So I wanted to share some crystals that are great to work with right now, a particular oil that I'm working with, and just some of the qualities of Gemini and Mercury and how you can work with their energies. So I hope you guys are having a great weekend. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know, #replay. And I'm just going to give Facebook a moment to let you guys know that I'm live. So let me see what I've got going on here. I've got several of my books to refer to. I have some of my crystals here, and I also have my oil that I'm going to bring out. I'm working with holy basil oil, and to me it smells like mint chocolate and I love it. And I decided I'm going to write my oil paper on it. From some of the websites I've read on, some people describe it as like a licorice or spicy smell, but I don't pick up on that. So it's kind of interesting how all of our senses are different from person to person. One person smells one thing or sees a certain color, and another person sees something else, right? So I find that really interesting, and I just love this oil because every time I smell it, it just makes me really, really happy, and it just lifts my spirit, and I feel like it clears my energy, clears my aura as well. So let's see, I thought someone came on live, but maybe they disappeared. So if you do come on live, just let me know in the comments below. Give us a heart or something like that. Let me see if I can invite anyone on here. I know it's been a while, so things look a little different on my end, and now I'm trying to figure out how to get back to the main thing. Where's the comments? Right there. So what I want to talk about first is we're in the sign of Gemini, and if you don't know, Gemini is an air sign. It's one of, there's 4 elements that we work with, and at least on the Western, hemisphere, we've got, fire, air, earth, and water, and Gemini falls in the air sign, along with Aquarius and Libra. And so if you know your chart, your natal chart, you could look to it and see if Gemini falls in one of your houses, or where it affects the energy in your chart, right? So I don't believe I have Gemini. Oh, I have Gemini as my south node. So that works with past life karmic issues, which I still need to learn a little bit more about. But I do have a lot of air energy in my chart. So when we go into an air sign, I feel like I could resonate with that energy. And let's see, it looks like some people came on. Hello there. Let me know who's here. Just comment below. So the symbol of Gemini is the twins. So if you see it, it's like kind of like the Roman numeral 2, right? And it represents the duality of the Gemini nature. And its dates are from the 21st of May to about the 20th of June. So we're just in the first decan of Gemini. And the decans are every sign, every zodiac sign is split up into about roughly 30 days. And then there's 10 days per zodiac sign. And each of those decans are represented by a sign in that element. So the first 10 days of Gemini is like Gemini. Those are Gemini people. The second 10 days is like Gemini, Libra, I believe, and then Gemini Aquarius. So during those different decans, you might feel that that energy kind of shifts every 10 days, so you might not be feeling so all Gemini-ish. You might be feeling a little more Libra, you know, in the second decan, where you're trying to balance things out more in your thinking, in the way that you communicate. And Gemini it's ruled by Mercury, and so it is a sign of communication. It's also mutable, and mutable means that Geminis can go back and forth, like shift, you know, two heads talking to each other. And so they have kind of like that similar Pisces energy, because Pisces is mutable as well. Like I said, it's an air element, and its polarity is positive. And it's also the sign, like I said, of communication, of wit, of intellect. And some of the dual natures to it is superficiality, restless, or fidgety. So that could be another way to look at Geminis. Many Geminis have a youthful looking appearance. They're energetic. They might be kind of quirky, right? A little bit quirky. And maybe they find themselves doing a lot of talking, right? Maybe in positions of leadership as well, because Gemini is about the mind and intellect and communication, and that's what a leader does, you know? So you might not be like leader in the limelight, but you are a leader of the people, where you help people out, and you know, you teach them to grow. And so some of the crystals that I like working with during Gemini season are citrine, and that's a great one. This is a small one I have. It's actually a bead, and it's probably heat treated. So I wanted to show you another version of citrine, and that is a darker, kind of like smoky citrine. And this is like a little mini tower I have, and I love using this for manifestations. Citrine's a great crystal for manifestation, and also to bring in joy. And since Gemini is a thinker, you know, could be overthinking, overanalyzing, you want to be able to bring in that joy and not get bogged down by all your thoughts. So a really important crystal for Geminis to have. And working with that Mercury energy right now, because Mercury retrograde can get us frustrated oftentimes, right? And you're bringing that joy in and trying to alleviate that frustration. So another crystal I love working with during Gemini or Mercury season is moss agate. And if you can see, moss agate is really beautiful. It's got that, you know, kind of milky white and the greens. Sometimes some moss agate specimens, if you hold them up to the light, you could see through them. This one only kind of part of the edges. It's kind of hard to tell with my little spotlight shining down. But moss agate is grounding, you know, and the stone itself is like a dual nature, because it's got that white and green, so almost like that yin and yang energy, both sides to a coin. And it does have some brown in there too, so that brings in more of that Mother Earth energy and that grounding. Let's see, it says people are on, but I can't see you. So please let me know who's here and say hi. A third stone that I was really called to, and I haven't worked with this too often before, but this one I feel brings in kind of soothing energy for Gemini, and this one is Jade. And I got this sweet little jade heart, and I just love it, because Jade also, like I said, it brings in that soothing energy. It's a healing stone. Jade is great for, you know, physical healing. It's also a great prosperity stone. And so when you're doing all those thinking and trying to come up with new ways to work through the energy, and, you know, having Gemini energy, that air energy, help you to manifest your goals, and you don't want to get frustrated, bring in some of that soothing jade to help you. And you could just like hold this on your heart as you're manifesting, and just imagine that all those blockages to any, you know, removing those thoughts that are blocking you from reaching your goal. So those are my 3 Gemini stones that I would say would be great to work with right now. The citrine, the moss agate, and the jade. And if you really want an extra backup grounding stone, I would say since we are in Mercury retrograde, and Mercury is also the planet of Gemini, I would also suggest working with Labradorite. Now I've got my bracelet on, I've got my necklace on, I've got another bracelet on, and because Labradorite is a great stone for clearing and protecting our aura, sealing our aura. So keeping that negative energy out, and also like transmuting those negative thoughts that might come up from that overthinking and frustration during this time. So great stone to work with too. So I highly recommend carrying a Labradorite around during this time. Another one that I've been working with, which I'll share with you, is Lapis Lazuli. And lapis is blue, but it also has specks, if you could see, a pyrite. So bringing in that golden energy that works with the air signs, right? And lapis is also a stone of intellect, and it's a stone that was revered by the ancient Egyptians and many other civilizations. So this would be another great stone to work with during Mercury retrograde, during Gemini season. And I just love this one because it's like a Merkaba, flat Merkaba shape. Isn't it really pretty? Let's see. So we kind of covered the crystals to work with during this time. Gemini in general, some of the Gemini colors are that you could like include in maybe on your altar, your sacred space, or even like wearing those colors to help uplift you. White is a great color to wear for Gemini, bringing in that purity and that calm that you need. Yellow as well, because yellow is sunshine, right? Working with that solar plexus energy. And maybe even like black, because it is it's grounding, it's shielding. So you're trying to shield out all those extra thoughts that you don't need at this time. Some plants that you could work with for Gemini are great. Lavender. Lavender is a great oil also to work with. Now I said I'm working with the holy basil right now. Basil is great too. Eucalyptus comes to mind for a Gemini Mercury, because you're like breathing in that fresh air. Let's see, some of the other plants are tansy. And wild tansy is a great oil to open up your mind. So you just put a little drop on your third eye, and that will help your meditation. And another one that's beautiful is lily of the valley. And lily is very intoxicating, usually has that intoxicating scent. So that would be a great plant to have around your house if you don't have the oils, to bring in some of that Gemini energy into your home, or Mercury energy. Also, it's a time of prosperity, a time of working through your emotions and healing like past karmic ties. It's a great time to heal all that right now. And there was something I wanted to share with you all from, I have this book, I've had this for a long time, it's called Pagan Astrology, and it just kind of jumped out at me before we came on live. So for the planet Mercury, it says Mercury, magic, and words of powers. So each sign has their own key words, like key phrases. Like Aries is I am, Gemini is I think. So each one has that. But then there's also some key words that they picked out that you can kind of harmonize with that energy while doing that Gemini magic, or whatever your sign is during this time, because Gemini is all about communication. So let me see, anyone on? Oh, there's the comments. Shalea, hi Shy, and hi Married, I missed you. So Shalea, you are a Leo, right? So your key phrase is I will. So I will achieve, I will succeed, you know? Use that I will as a part of your affirmation. And you could write that out, you know, or you could just say it maybe 3 times in your head. That's a great way to work with that Mercury energy, that Gemini energy of the mind. And some of the keywords, there's like, you know, like 20 keywords per sign. So I'm going to see what pops out for you, Shalea, since you're on here. So heart energy, working with the heart. Also expansion. What a great sign. And that kind of goes with the Leo energies. You know, Leos, they love to, you know, not always be dramatic, but it's like the sun, the light expanding out. So expansion. And the third word that popped out is nobility. So see how nobility plays into your energy, and calling in that noble heart. You know, that's the Leo energy, a noble heart. Because Leos, you know, yes, they could, you know, sometimes want to be the star of the show, but at the other times they have that noble heart, that fierce heart, where, you know, they are in the limelight so they can help others, you know. And yeah, I love those words that came up for you. And also generosity. What a great word for Leo too. Leos that I know are so generous with their energy and their love. You know, my little one's a Leo, and he just, at least he's generous with me and his family members with the love. Not so much everyone else, but you know, when people grow on him, then he's generous with that. But I love that energy came up for you. So I'm just going to read some keywords for all the other signs. So anyone who's, oh, something just fell up, watching the replay will be able to tap into this Mercury magic, these words of power. And you could listen to these and think about your family members too, and maybe if these words would help them as well. So Aries is I am. And the three words that spring out to me are charge. And so Aries like to take charge, right? They're the first sign of the zodiac. Openness, because you have to be open to new possibilities. And heroic. And so Aries are like those, like Aries is the god of war, right? So he's got that hero energy. He wants to win the battle, or she, the warrioress, you know, wants to win that battle. So taking on the role of the hero. The next sign, which we just left, was Taurus. And their key phrase is I have. And so the Taurus words that pop out for me are sturdy, because they're kind of like that stability, that earth energy, right? Flourish, because you think of springtime and blossoms, you know, everything around them is growing and flourishing, love is flourishing. And patience, because Taurus could be stubborn, right? At the same time, they have a lot of patience. They're willing to wait it out, right? So it's kind of like akin to stubbornness. So we went over Gemini. So the next is Cancer. And their key phrase is I feel. And if your moon sign or your ascendant, if you know those, then you could look to all these words, these magic words too, and combine from each, your sun, moon, and ascendant, combine a word from each of them and like make up an affirmation for yourself. So Cancer, which is I feel, and let's see what pops out from that, is mother of pearl. And you think of mother of pearl, it's just like that pure white pearl, or it could even be a black pearl. There's different color pearls, blue, purple, you know, but pearl energy represents like the womb energy. And also it's just something that's just beautiful to behold. And that's what Cancers are, the mother of the zodiac. And so that mothering energy is something that can be so beautiful. Another word that pops out is serenity. And since Cancer's a water sign, and they're in July, right? So they're used to being at the beach and finding that peace and serenity. Yeah, Cancer the crab. And did I say what? Aries was the bull, Taurus was... No, Aries is the ram, Taurus was the bull, Gemini was the twins, Cancer's the crab. Working with that crab energy. And also the other word that popped out was tides, and reminding us to go with the tides, roll with the tides, go with the flow. And that is important to work with that energy. So another great power word. We went through Leo, which was I will, and Leo is the lion. Next up was Virgo, and that is I analyze. And Virgos are let's see what energy. They're earth signs, but they have that kind of air element to them because they analyze, they think about everything, and they try and figure out how they can get things to work out perfectly. So let's see, for Virgo, pops out is delicate. Now, that's not a word I always would think of with Virgo, but because most of the Virgos I know are less delicate in nature and more like they just want to get stuff done and work really hard. Let's see, timekeeper, very interesting why that pops up with Virgo, but they're trying to get so much, manage their time so well to get as much done as possible because Virgos are workaholics. So the keeper of the time kind of makes sense, you know, they're going to try and figure out, that's how analyzing comes in, so they could figure out the best way they could be productive in a certain amount of time. And the next one is mending, and that's because they like to fix things, you know, and so mending time, you know, going back and mending our lives and mending the energy. How can I fix this? How can I make it better for myself and my family or my friends? Virgos love to mend things. A lot of Virgos I know like to sew, so that kind of goes with their energy. The next key word for the Mercury magic words of power is Libra, and Libra is another air sign, and that's why maybe some Virgos take on that air sign for you, Shalaya, because they're right before Libra. So if they're born on the cusp, that energy is kind of like balancing between the two of them. And so for Libra, oh, the word rose pops out, and you think of that rose energy, and when you smell like the rose essential oil, rose comes in and it clears all your chakras right away, and it brings that balance to the heart. And so Libra is all about balance. Another word is sway, and so Libra is like, you know, judging things on the scale, right? Which way are you going to sway? Are you going to sway to the left or are you going to sway to the right? Are you good or are you bad? It's kind of like a moral type of dilemma that Libras always have in their mind. And let's see, the third one that comes up is fairy. And working with that Fae energy, and Libras are air signs, so they have that kind of lighter energy. Even though they're always trying to seek balance, you know, which can be tough sometimes, they still have that light and airy energy about them. And working with the Fae and finding that balance between the other worlds and this world is something that's very important. So the next sign is, their keywords is Scorpio, that's mine. And our key phrase is I desire. So of course it goes on the next page, so I'm gonna have to look back and forth. The first one that pops out is spider. Interesting, because we have so many spiders in this house in Oregon. I'm sure, Shalaya, you experience that too. The spiders are everywhere, but it's the web weaver, right? The mother, or the spider is like the mother that weaves fate and weaves the webs. And Scorpio is all about transformation, another key word on this list, right? And so, you know, how is your life going to transform? Which way can we go with that? And the third word that pops up is descend, because Scorpios, they're water signs, but sometimes I feel they have that fiery energy, but they like to, they descend into the underworld, you know, they hide under the rocks. They go deep down into those places where most people don't want to go, and they work with that energy and they pull that up and they transform it into the light. The next one is Sagittarius, and Scorpion is the key word for that. Sagittarian is I see, and they're a fire sign, and they have the bow and arrow, and so the first word that comes up is lightning, and most Sagittarians I know are like lightning quick, you know, they like to jump from one thing to the next. They don't want to be committed, you know, they want to just live life, enjoy it, and see what's out there. So they're lightning quick. Another word that comes up is learning, because Sagittarians, they reach for higher ideals. They want to learn about everything, you know, that's how they explore the world. That's how they express themselves. And the third word that comes up for them is unchained. And that's like the commitment issue, right? Doesn't necessarily have to be an issue, but you know, a lot of Sagittarians, they're just unchained. They're off the hook. They're going about doing whatever they want, and they're not worried about what anyone thinks they should do. They're going to do what makes them happy. So Capricorn, that's the next one. Oh, for Aurora, yeah. Capricorn is I use. The key word is I use. And it's not that they use everyone, but they're kind of like Virgo, another earth sign, right? They know how to use and in a sense manipulate things to work out best for them. So let's see, ambition. Capricorns, when you think of Capricorns, you think of ambition. They are the ones who, like, top of the zodiac, want to strive for the best of everything, want everything perfect. I'm sure perfection is on this list. It's gotta be. It's not actually, but dedication is, and that's what Capricorns are. When they get into a project or an idea, they are dedicated to work hard on that and make it happen. And the last word for Capricorn is matured. And Capricorns are very mature. And they even for their age, like, they'll seem a lot older, not like old, but in a sense more knowledgeable and more wiser because they've gone through the test of time. And let's see. Oh, and the Capricorn symbol is the sea goat. So next is Aquarius. And Aquarius is another air sign. Capricorn was earth. Aquarius is air, and their key phrase is I know. And people joke that Aquarians think they know everything. My dad was Aquarius, my brother's Aquarius, and my ascendant is Aquarius. So I know all about that energy. But some key words for them are holistic, because Aquarians like to, they're kind of quirky, right? And they like to work with everything. They dabble in this and that and this and that, and they just want a broad view of life. Another word that comes up for them is change. And Aquarians, they change a lot. You think of Aquarius and the time of year it is, it's right on the cusp there between winter and spring, right before you go into that Pisces energy, right? So they're big about change. And the next one is whimsical, and then that's another thing. Like Aquarians a lot of Aquarians I know, more feminine Aquarians than the masculines. They love to just dress like all flowy and hippie and just kind of, you know, sparkly, and they have that fae energy about them too. Really like wild things, you know, and they can be fun. Aquarians can be fun, even though they might know everything. They really could be fun. And last but not least, another favorite sign of mine, because my husband's a Pisces, my eldest son is a Pisces, and I have a Pisces moon. And Aquarius was the water bearer. Let me say that for their symbol. Pisces is the fish. The two fish, some say they look like they're pulling apart, and other people say it looks like the sign the fish are coming together. And Pisces' key phrase is I believe. And so their words are, ocean comes up right away, like first word on the page there. And ocean, because Pisces, we're all drawn to the ocean energy because it's just cleansing, and we feel like that is home, because in actuality we all came from the ocean, we all came from water, you know, that is our birthplace, our birthright. The next one is cycle, and Pisces goes through cycles, you know, you're going through the next cycle into spring energy and going with the flow all the time. And the third one was selflessness. And I love that for Pisces, because Pisces people really give their all to help humanity. Aquarians are also humanitarians, but Pisces people give so much of their energy to help other people out, and they feel so deeply, so they're really sensitive souls. So when they get hurt, it's like a big deal, you know. but they're quiet. They don't share that with people, even though you could probably tell when a Pisces is upset. I know I can. But so that is some of the keywords for the Mercury magic. So like I said, if you listen to the replay, you could go back and listen to your sun, moon, and ascendant, choose a keyword from each and make an affirmation for them all. I think that would be a great way to work with the Mercury energy right now, especially being in Mercury retrograde, and it's all about communication or miscommunication at this time. So we want to pick the best words that are going to help us power through this this time period. So hi Amanda, you have to go back and watch the replay because I did a long spiel on the crystals that are great for this time, keywords for each of the signs, and also a couple oils that we talked about. And let me see, was there one other thing I wanted to share? For Mercury, let me see here. Or just air signs in general, you know, because like I said, between the working with the air signs, you know, or the particular sign of Gemini, you're working with each of the 3 decans. And so within, you know, Gemini, there's the air, or Gemini, there's the Libra, and then there's the Aquarius. And so Gemini energy is mostly about communication. It's the mutable sign, right? So they're also easily to adapt to new things. Libra is more about partnership and connection and balance. So the next 10 days of Gemini, you could focus on that energy, working with that energy. And then the last 10 days of Gemini, being in the sign of Gemini, thanks Shalea, have a great night, is Aquarius. And that is working with prophetic insight. Very interesting. And it says the mind can be surprisingly fixed and difficult to change. So you want to work on using that Gemini energy and figuring out how you could change your thoughts from being fixed to more mutable. So they are all it's just a great time to work with the energy. We're going in, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, you know, we're easing into summer energy. And so we want to keep everything happy and bright right now. And even though things are so intense, we've had these crazy solar flares that are knocking people off their ass. And we need to work a little harder to keep our spirits up and ground ourselves as well, because all this air energy is coming in, right? We need to stay grounded, we need to stay balanced, we need to stay calm and not overanalyze everything, and know that things are going to work out for the best. We really have to believe it, and then things will happen. Even if it seems like we're going through the toughest time of our lives right now, you will come out of it okay at the end. You know, be true to yourself, be true to your heart, connect with your guardians and guides. Right now, I've been working with the goddess Isis for the past week, and working with her energy and that Lapis Lazuli energy, and Citrine's great to bring in there too, and just know your power, stand in your power. That's what the goddess Isis does. She helps to empower us, especially women, and to be the best that we can be. So you could call on her and work with her energy. And let's see, Amanda said, thank you, we'll watch the replay in the morning. Love your videos and want to learn about the oils too. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm writing my paper right now on holy basil. So I just decided which oil that I was going to write my paper on. So I'm really excited about that. And I will share more as I learn about it and work on my paper. I've got 2 months, I think, to go to get it done. So I'm really excited. But thank you for watching. Thank you for being here and sharing your energy, and anyone who's on the replay as well. I hope you found all this information helpful, and I hope you have a beautiful Mercury retrograde and that you just find lots of happiness, lots of joy, and lots of peace in your life at this time. So sending you all so much love, and I'm here if you want to book any sessions, if you want me to do a reading or even look at your chart. I can pull up your chart and do a crystal recommendation upon that. That's one of my services if you check out my service tab, because I love working with astrology and crystals, and just give you like a basic idea of your chart's energy, because I'm not a astrological pro, but I love just kind of diving in more to the intuitive aspects of your chart. So I hope you have a beautiful day ahead. Enjoy your weekend. Have a happy Memorial Day. And remember to honor all those who've gone before. Honor our ancestors. This is a great time to do that. And just sending you all just waves of love and blessings and peace. So all right. Thank you. Bye.